Hello. I feel like my face is very low down. Maybe that's just the way it is. Some things will never change. I'm also just eating this watermelon just now. I thought I'd get us going. It's very tasty. How's Guspo doing? Oh, I got an achievement on Disco Elysium yesterday. It says really get Kim to trust you. So I don't know what I did, but Kim trusts me. That's good. Kim's a good guy. I agree. You got Jin. Jin is good. Right. Doing a bit of housekeeping. Probably missed something, but you can just have nice little chill run through of some Disco Elysium. There we go. Right. I feel like I was sitting with my headphones really far back of my head. Not sure. Maybe it just looks that way. Sorry, I'll get myself going in a minute. Just doing the paperwork. Right. Okay, let's just get into this. We'll see how it goes. Nope, let's fix the thing that I fix every time I change it, and then every single time I come back and it's reset to where it was before, and I don't understand why it does that. Fucking annoying. Okay. There we go. Let's go. Load game. Revachol. Revachol. How do you pronounce that? You put the emphasis on the re. Okay. So we just found out that this mysterious girl possibly took our gun. Maybe. Was at the... She was at the Lynching. And we also think she was involved with the drug trade. And she's obviously already involved with something... We think something to do with the Fade. Not the Fade. Pale. I'll always do that. Just before we go, I want to go and see if the big guy knows anything about the dead guy's tattoos. Hey, officer, got a minute. You actually want to talk to me, or is that just like...
I, saw you poking around in Lady Driver's lorry. She in trouble?
We searched it. It's still better than me, I guess. Told you there's plenty of others who'd tell on her. But is she in trouble? There's going to be an investigation. It's that bad. He lets out a whistle looking about 10 years older suddenly. Man, what should I do? What should I do to help her? The last thing we need is more civilians involved. Yeah, maybe I should just keep my head down and work on my rhymes while I can. And what's the plan with them anyway? Do you think his, sorry, I'm still doing admin. Just, you know, trying to sell myself. My apologies. 2 seconds. Right, okay. Here we go. Done. Right, ready. Okay. Do you think his name is a mashup between Tommy Lee and Josh Homme? That's the feeling I get from it. So he says he's going to be a musician. Sprechgesang. Certainly looks that way. Yeah, I agree, because especially with the way that he looks as well. I feel like they've mashed them both together. But with Beats, I've got a lot of free time on the road to hone my craft. Why Tommy Lehom? Tommy Lehom was taken. He shrugs in what can you do manner. My real name is Jeffrey Lefitt. Tommy's way better. It's more him. I agree. Okay, I had another question. Yeah, we're not gonna... I don't want to hit him with my best verse. It's gonna be terrible. Right. So yeah, I want to go and speak to the big guy. Like, I could be wrong. I could be barking up the wrong tree. Do you know what? Let's just speak to these guys while we're going past.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
We've got nothing new. You don't have any tips on how to punch a guy out, do you? Say a really big race theorist guard in a button? Hello, Raja Parkeli. I like your name because it reminds me of all the names I've been struggling to pronounce in this game. Yeah, I like Tommy and I feel sorry for him. I feel, well, he obviously, I don't know. I don't want to presume he was in a relationship with this mysterious lady, but, you know, he's obviously got a connection to her and obviously feels a bit shitty that she's had to run away. Really cool how a side character like that has so much personality in writing. I mean, yeah, like, isn't that the way with this game, though? Like, there's just so much sort of attention is given to things that would normally just be, you know, side characters, so it doesn't matter, but it's, in this, they really care about it. It's amazing. What does he say? Not before you get in there and get your ass whooped to learn by failure, I always say. You might have some advice, but you gotta at least try to fight Measurehead first. Return if you fail. I really don't want to try and fight Measurehead. I just feel like that would be a bad idea.
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you?
Hey, you're the man in boots at the gates. Kuna said you know about the armor. Heh, he smiles. The little boy did good on his promise. His promise? To get me into trouble. To sick the pigs on me. Pardon the choice of words, not mine. And what happened? I was asked to look into that armor situation. Official Union probe, you know. Track it down, see who took it. Did you? At first I thought, why not? Maybe the pieces can feed the strike, buy us a few more days under the sun, you know? So I went to this boy. He said he'll make me his prison bitch. He's got eyes everywhere. The cop's in his pocket and he's the king of Jamrock. Serves me right for doing menial footwork. I dropped that probe right there and then. It still got me into trouble. One bad move is all it takes. Excuse me, I'm working through some watermelon right now. The probe into the armor, what did you learn? I learned that people don't want to talk to a drunk union man about some armor. Great. What else? Not much technical stuff, mostly. That was the interesting part. So, Kuno used us to what, scare you? It's a minor nuisance, it's all good. He contemplates taking a swig from his flask. He thinks not yet. Better to get this business out of the way. Sweeter then. Okay. What sort of technical stuff? I did some research into this armadura. Let's say I have friends at the library. I didn't get into the material science, just how it comes off. I do like the idea that Kuno is actually... There's going to be a lot more to Kuno than meets the eye. It's... I mean, he's just a stupid street kid, but also he's doing a lot of shit behind the scenes. So there's 4 parts in total. The helmet was first to go. The kid says he tore it off and kicked it into the sea. I believe him. The boots were still in the guy last I saw, too hard to remove. So as I count, there are 2 parts missing, the gauntlets and the cuirass. This is where I left off. Too much hassle. More like a job for some militia. Fuck, does Kuno care about that psychology shit? The fucking accent is incredible. It's so good. I'm glad I made the decision earlier to put some peach tea into my gin and tonic. It's incredibly tasty. Highly recommend. Okay, so 4 pieces. Helmet, cuirass, gauntlets, boots. What about the leggings? Who knows brilliant he is? Well, they're just gone. They don't exist anymore if they ever did at all. He gives you a jolly shrug. Forget about them. I did. Okay, I'm ambitious. I'm going to find all of it. All of it? The lieutenant raises his brow. There are junior officers out there eager to prove themselves. I would leave some for them, but okay, let's find all of it. Yay! This is going to be easy. Honest, like, I get it. You need to like gin and tonic and peach tea. Yeah, if you don't like either of those things, then it's not going to be nice. If you do like those things, it actually goes together really well. I used to hate gin. I used to think it was the worst thing. And then I remember I was always drinking like Jack Daniels and Coke or something like that. And just getting the worst headaches. Mostly from, I think, the sugar. From just drinking like so much sugar. But like, it's quite heavy sort of alcohol as well. So I remember one day just being in the bar being like, do you know what, I'm going to try a gin and tonic. And I've never really looked back since then. Much less hangovers on gin and tonic than on heavier stuff. It could be an age thing, you know? It could be you get older, you just have to move on to the gin and tonics. Like, it could be what it is, but worked out so well. Well so far, I should say. Okay. No problem. He takes a swig from the flask. If you see that kid, thank him from Call Me Mañana. Thank him for showing me the way. Do you know the way? He's sincerely grateful he's not tracking down pieces of armor right now. So the measurehead thing didn't go well for me. Could you help me with that somehow? Sorry, busy surveying the situation. He takes a swig from his flask. I'm sure you'll figure something out. You guys have all sorts of gadgets these days. Wiretapping, telescopic batons, futuristic circuit bending to infiltrate harbour machinery. Maybe you could even knock that Clavison crate over using some remote controls. Or calling in tactical air support. You guys have air support, right? Wait, we have air support? Why didn't you tell me? Because we don't. We don't have air support or any of those things. I get it. Hush hush about the secret technology. Pats the side of his nose with an index finger. Something changes in his disposition, a merciful smile in the corner of his eye. Alright, I may have some advice for you on how to deal with Jean-Luc there. out of solidarity to the RCM. It's low in technology, however. Okay. First, don't fight him. We've done that. Obviously. Second, get him to share his theory by being subordinate. I think we did that. Admit your lack of expertise. Basically grovel. That's how I'd do it. He tips his beret and concludes, "You're welcome." Okay. I'm not going to ask him for money. That just seems... that seems below even my level right now. Okay, so there doesn't seem to be any way to get in there. There's a box in there. Seems like the kind of thing that Hobocop... I mean, it does. It does go along with Hobocop, I'm going to be honest. But I feel like even Hobocop would know the right and the wrong people to ask for money. You know, you ask the rich people for money.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
Oh, thanks, mate. You're looking great as well. Are you not with the Hardy Boys? I'm not the first line of defense. I'm the last. He looks towards the coast defiantly. In addition, these so-called Hardy Boys are an effeminate clique of bodybuilders. Their company is spiritually degrading. You're all part of the union. The Hardy Manlets are on the pay of the company. I answer to the union alone. I do this out of race heroism. Finance is an alien concept to the Seminese. And leave me be, I must luxuriate in the company of my woman. I mean, you know, I appreciate it. I want to leave you in the company of your woman, but let's see. Let's give this a go. Yeah. Ask what kind of races are our first. Classification is core. Okay. I'm new to this world. Help me understand. I need to know what kind of different races there are. Do you? Okay, whisper. This is for the thing. Lieutenant looks towards the harbour's electronic door and then to you. He lets out an audible sigh. Feeling that Measurehead would get banned rather fast from 99% of Twitch chats. Yeah. Although, I don't know. I've been in some really bad fucking Twitch chats where I've been like, how is this okay? So, but it'd hopefully get banned from most of them. Right. You are obviously a liberal, Sealite, the man tells him. A polyculturalist. I can see it from your love of microtechnology and your sartorial choices. Do not deny your friend the truth, you have denied yourself. Oh, he's talking to Kim there. Okay. There are 3 categories of race. Type A, the heroic races. Type B, the servile races. And the vile C to F race cauldron of pederasty. Which one do you get educated on? All of them, please. Those are the Semnes, the Aeropagites, and the Occidentals, including the Moan, of course. The Moan are riddled with eczema to the point where they find it impossible to smile. They're all lactose intolerant, a common result of inbreeding. Okay. Receded genetic pills led the Moan on reprehensible street parades in one cities like Stadskanal and Fort, wearing wooden clogs on their feet, the little green tassels on their hats. Okay, who are they? You know them by the names of their nation states, the Oranges. Are they meant to be the Dutch then? The Gottwaldians and the Konigstinners. People simply call them Moan. The Moan are proof that you can have too much Occidental racial purity and tassel-centric culture. Inbreeding has led to a lactose-intolerant subrace who no one can take seriously. Right, okay. I'm getting fucking... getting Midsummer flashbacks here. Yeah, now you bring that up, I get the feeling he would actually get banned more from speaking in all caps than actually from the content of what he's saying. The Vespertines and Messenians of Vesper and Messina, the ancient Meteorons and Meteo by the golden Cyantic Sea, Cernys of Surly Cliff, and even the North Connextiners all have a type A race propensities. The other large mondial civilization, the Misk, are too yellow and oleaginous to count as a heroic race. True, they are violent and expansionist, but they have a glandular problem. He draws his finger across his face. Overproduction of sebum. Sebum is leaking into their brains, making them listen to El Mariachi music and eat toxic minced meat-based food. This guy is full of fucking fun and games. Holy shit. Okay. As proven by the Mon and the Misk, Occidental Type A is in retrograde. The Semines and the Aropagite are on the ascent. Semines are the indigenous people of the Insulindian archipelago. Why have I had so much trouble with this word? The Semines inhabit the southern islands. He gestures towards the south across the ocean. I'm Semines from the stock of Olymbia on Ile de Fantôme. And the Aeropagites are the master race of the Ilmarin deserts. Semines are descendants of the Aeropagites who came here during a heroic migration from Ilmara to Insiland. Thousands of years before the lactose intolerant Mon-ridden Occidentals discovered this place. Okay. What's the difference? Good. Okay, so sleek, long-headed, Semines are powerful. Ancient brains rest in their slender skulls. Wow, okay. The latter is perfected and adapting. Together they form the Semino-Aeropagite or Semiopagites super race. That is all. There are no more type A races in the world. Okay. Nature was not capable of more. Apparently not. Right. Type B are unheroic races. Amorphous non-competitors of the great race. Kochkos and the Vatuliers, they are mud-coloured people. To an untrained eye, the Kokjo appear white and pinkish like a ham sandwich. But look into their eyes and you will see. They're often indistinct, muddy colour, and so is their skin. Unhealthy, sweaty, and ashen. Alright. I'm looking forward to hopefully taking this guy down in some way or another. Because, Jesus. I made a grave mistake. I bought a bottle of white rum for the new year, and holy crap, I've never tasted anything this foul before. What do you have to mix it with? Because it could be the mixer that would maybe change it. I'm trying to think, what's white rum good with? Or a cocktail, if you've got any other booze on the go. So pinkness is a racial quality that has to be earned through centuries of advanced ballistic warfare and cultural domination. The grad people have undergone for drinking alcohol, smoking the degenerate tobacco herb, and for eating potato. The Kokjo, the countless micronationalities of Grad, are all inexplicably obsessed with potat. Oh, what the hell does this guy eat if he doesn't like potatoes and minced-based meats meals? Revacholians halfway between Type A, the racial cauldron, too mixed to know right from wrong. You tried your degenerate little revolution, which was the single greatest failure committed by humans in our 82,000-year history on this planet. Wow. You got sources to back that up. Is it 82,000 years have been recorded in history? You have very little idea of what's happening, but that seems a little off. Okay. Do we want to ask him? We're trying to get on his side, so you've got nothing to mix it with. Oh no. It does seem like a good way to end it. Do you think there's like maybe just like mix it with things that you already have in your house and just see what you come up with. Like just shove some, I don't know, sugar in there, put some water. I mean, you could make up a sugar syrup. I mean, has she got any sort of fruits or anything you could put in it? No, I'm not exactly a bartender myself. I don't think I'm going to ask him about this stuff because I feel like I'm trying to get onto his side, so I'm just going to ask him about the revolution. The revolution came to Revachol from Grad in Zarath-ridden potato carts. Really doesn't like his potatoes. It's an illness, a prion disease that leaves the parietal and frontal lobe. Now that is true, isn't it, actually? We heard about the revolution happened because of a prion disease. So he's not actually that far off. The revolution is fatal familiar insomnia, a hereditary prion condition passed from the Kokjo to the Ostentals, but not sexually, probably through trade routes. And potato, I said, it was the potatoes all along. I knew it. I knew it. Type CF are a museum of failed chimeric experiments and tragic maladaptations. They are tortured creatures waiting to be put to sleep. Your morbid interest in them worries me. Chimeric experiments? Lesser races like the mosquito, a grotesque mixture of a mesquite woman and Siamese man, only possible if the mother is mesquite and the father Siamese. The other way around, they fail to produce offspring. They're born sterile. All they have left is to ride customized motor carriages with hydraulic suspension, listening to aggressive El Mariachi music to vent their impotent despair. Any more? Then there is, he pauses dramatically, the Semino-Kojic Chimera. Are you sure you wish to know of it? It's not an aesthetic site. Yes, keep going. The Kokjo, as you know, are very servile, especially when they meet the rich man. Racial scientists have toyed with the idea of crossing the Semnis with a Kokjo to produce a super worker, Semni strength and Grad servility. This will super soldiers? This will never happen. The Semnis and the Kokjo may have similar interbreeding problems as the mosquito. We will never know. No Semnis man could maintain an erection in the suffocating potato stench of a Kokjo woman. There you go. Potato strength. I feel like mixing beer with rum wouldn't taste too good. I mean, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing what you're saying. However, what I'm hearing is that you have rum, which doesn't taste very nice. So, you mix it with some beer. It might make it taste worse, don't get me wrong. But, you never know. So, just saying. He really does not like mariachi music. It's a strange sadness in his tone, a less than heroic melancholy this time. Shall we? Okay. Shall we ask him? Yeah, okay. The heart that pumps the hemoglobin is mysterious, and so is its dark will. Enough of these personal matters. Have you been educated to all the rasotypes now? It does not seem angry, nor does the woman look affected. Was he talking about one of the women? Perhaps they've been through this and established an accord. Okay. Now they've been through all the types. Do I understand advanced race theory? You understand nothing to solve the great race enigma. You have to ask first yourself, what is the race enigma? You have not even worded the mystery, let alone solved it. Okay. Oh, yes. Will you help me get the body down if I do? We will see. Access to the Union is important for investigation, but there may be another way in without becoming a race theoretician. Am I worried he might take it seriously, the lieutenant thinks. Yes, I am, he concludes. I am worried. No, I'm not going to take this seriously. You're alright. Don't worry, Kim. You're all good. Thought gained, advanced race theory. New test. What is the race enigma? You need to internalize what you've heard here today, then return to me. This clarity does not come instantly. Okay. So, yes. Now, we do have a thought currently, which should be finishing quite soon. The Call de Mamadakwa. We've got 26 minutes, and then we can do the advanced race theory. Okay. So, I think we... There's a lot to be said about mariachi music, but I wouldn't normally say it's aggressive. I mean, I feel like of all the music types, mariachi music is the opposite. The most opposite of aggressive. What's this? We're getting in reports of normal, reasonable, temperate political opinions. Someone or Martinez? No. No. I'm not, yeah, I'm a real radical. Of course, a radical centrist. In these bright and loud times where 1,000 frequencies drown out another, sober thinking is a radical act. It's time to become a citizens of the kingdom of conscience. Where is it? It's not a place, it's a moment in time that can only arise in the right circumstances. In all of human history, it's only been achieved a handful of times. How do you bring them about? Incrementally. You'd get there faster with a little speed. I mean, that's true. Speaking of, when are you going to get on that? I'm working on it, okay? I'm working on it. History's greatest catastrophes have been brought about by people trying to make the world a better place too quickly. That's the genius of Dolores Dye. She recognised that progress is meaningless if its gains are lost because of instability. Real lasting change can only come about gradually, increment by increment. What about the things that are wrong now? Just because you live in the present doesn't mean you have the right to place your needs above the needs of the future. You may never live to see the kingdom of conscience. Your children may not, even your grandchildren may not, but that's no excuse not to keep working. What benevolence? What a fucking joke. Yeah, is it about doing things or just preserving the status quo? Do you believe the status quo is preferable to chaos and bloodshed? No? No, I don't. I really don't. And you've never lived through real chaos. Yeah. Yeah, right. Here we go. We've got the end of 2020 sorted out for you. Mariachi music with a cocktail of white rum and beer. I think that sounds bloody fantastic. Wait a minute, what's this telling me? Okay, my apologies. Right. Sometimes in the face of great disaster, defending the status quo is progress. Okay. What's Kingdom of Conscience actually like? The kingdom is difficult to comprehend and even more difficult to describe, partly because humanity will need to discard many of the categories that define and limit it today. The Kingdom of Conscience is a post-capitalist, post-national, it's also post-industrial, post-ideological, and even post-sexual. I did like seeing myself as a communist, not gonna lie, but I might opt in. I don't. Am I just getting like? Am I just getting soft into like into this in that way, where I start to just play games too like gently? Hmm. I think no. Okay. On second thought, we should opt out because that seems fine. I want to live for the present. I feel like we are making a character who wants to live in the present, who wants to believe in communism and all that kind of stuff, but yeah, okay. What you want is a material. The kind of conscience is coming, whether you like it or not, only very slowly. Alright. Okay. So he didn't want to say anything. I couldn't show him the tattoos. So that was kind of pointless. What we're going to do now is we are going to... Look at that, you can zoom out. Should have worked that out ages ago. What we're going to do is... Let me think about what I'm saying here. Ah, yes, we're going to go and talk to the union guy because we found out about the lady. We found out about the extra person who was at the luncheon. I'm going to go and ask him a little bit about that and see what he's got to say. Yeah, I feel like I should have worked out that you can zoom out, like, right back at the start of the game. Do you know what? I also wanted to talk to her again. I can't remember her name.
Oh, hello, dear.
Lena.
There you are
Okay,
again.
she doesn't have anything to say. I'm gonna go and pay for our room tonight.
Can I help you?
Because we've got the money. So we've done that. We've got to find the rest of the armor. Yeah, we know that. So we've paid for our evening. I'm not wanting to spend too much of the money yet because I'm just, you know, feel a bit sort of cautious about it
Looks
all.
like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
I found 8 sets of footprints, but there's only 7 of you. Where's the 8th Hardy Boy? What are you talking about, madman? There's no 8th Hardy Boy. The 7 of us, and we're all here. Or what? You want to be the 8th Hardy Boy? We ain't hiring. Actually, boss, we've been talking, and we think she could maybe... This person Glenn wants to hire who really respects her. Okay. Is it her who has disappeared? Shut the fuck up, Glenn. I do the talking here. Now what the fuck do you want? So let me get it straight. There is an 8th Hardy Boy. It's a she, and you don't like us talking about her. That's right, we're not talking about this. This is a private Hardy Boys matter, nothing to do with your shit. And you're not cops here, don't go get digging around. You don't want to build it in the back of your head. I'm watching you. Good. We're all watching each other. Lieutenant adjusts his spectacles. Officer, your question. There's no point in pushing it further, he thinks. This is already a victory. We'll learn more about this 8th Hardy sooner or later. Okay. Fine. I've connected you to the local drug trade. Like hell you have. He leans back unruffled. There's no local drug trade. This place is as clean as a rifle. Go back to Jamrock and ask the local junkies how clean your streets are in Precinct 41 kilos. We'll do that. In the meantime, he points south. Did you know there's an abandoned lorry at the intersection that was used to move raw ingredients for drugs from Terminal B to Jamrock? The person driving it was present at the hanging. It was one of you. We've connected the footprints. He taps on his notebook, then turns to you. Detective, do you want to deliver the coup de grace? No, the thunder is his. Leave it to the lieutenant. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I like Kim. Thank you. You're right, Titus. There's no local drug trade because it's all controlled by you. You're the drug trade. It's a mighty interesting theory. I guess that's what you would need to do, theoretically. A big, strong, state-run monopoly would outcompete the runts on the street. Yeah, man, theoretically, that's what you would do. To get rid of the gangs, the dealers, even some of the junkies. We need good, trustworthy people to take their place, of course. Hardly meant to run such a monopoly. He grins. For the good of the community, of course. Okay. Yeah, keep telling yourself that. I know for a fact there's still plenty of drugs out there. No, there ain't. Some little shit and his dad are doing speed. Boo fucking who. Stuff's probably from Jamrock. But if you've seen his peanuts, look at the big picture. The place is a paradise, and all thanks to the Hardy Boys. Theoretically, of course, we're just talking politics here. My answer to your drug accusation is, how dare you go fuck yourself. Not quite yet, Mr. Hardy. There were 8 sets of prints. There are only 7 Hardy Boys here. The 8th Hardy, the one who's missing, she runs the thing, right? My answer is fuck off. He takes a step closer. Mind your own business, there's no 8th Hardy. I run this goddamn scene. I've got something out of him. This could prove useful in the future. And here we go, back to the usual. I know. Little man raises his index finger. Fatty walked on all 4s. He's so fucking fat he left 2 sets of footprints. Go fuck your mom, Dennis. Okay. That's more like it, boys. She turns to you. You heard him? It was Angus on all 4s. Anything else you need to know? Wait a minute. Right, okay. I'm going to wait until we've got a higher... I'm going to wait until we've got a higher thing on that. So just have a look at these things. What's them in? Overalls, toting guns and Union placards. What's this one? See hawthorn bushes outside. Behind the dock workers, a ceiling height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers. The men are talking, but you swear you hear those black limbs tap on the window as the wind blows outside. Perception. Chances very low, -12. It's not time yet. Time for what? It's going... There's a little slide panel up there to let some air in. No need to open it in spring. It's still too cold outside. You're not so sure about that. Somehow you just know there's something out there behind the glass. Okay, there's something out there. Yeah, your mother. It's not time yet. Okay. Yeah. The mysterious door. Are they talking about the mysterious door in the cafe? Very intriguing. I am intrigued. L'électrique. Let's just have a look. You see, there's still her upstairs as well. Can we see anything when we're in the... Yeah, we can't. Okay. Hey Avrocar, how you doing? Happy New Year's Eve, or Happy Hogmanay, I should say. So this is... Okay. So I'm guessing this is part of the intriguing bit that we can't get to just now. Okay. Interesting. Our body's still hanging up there. Can you make a small request? You can make the request. Whether it gets fulfilled or not is a totally different question. Right. I don't think there's a way up to the roof. I'm gonna go and see if I've missed something. The body's been hanging in the tree for 7 days. You're 2 days into the investigation. Yeah. I think you need to get the body down. I mean, I agree. I'm just not sure how. So I've got the possibility that we're going to get... Well, maybe that's how you get up to the roof. I thought that was just a room, but that must actually be the roof. Okay. I know it's not that simple. Are you giving me some advice as a player of the game? Or are you just making a moral... you're just making a moral point? Because I agree. I agree with you on the morals. We did try and get the body down. So we tried shooting the... We tried shooting the rope down. And that didn't seem to... We weren't successful with that, sadly. Where are we going? Where are we going? Yes, there's about... So basically, to get to this Everett Clare, if we go that far, we need to get the big dude on our side. Now, the big guy wants us to know about the race enigma, because he's a big racist guy. So we need to do that. 9 PM for that. Okay. Report back to Joyce. Okay. Yeah, let's go back to Joyce. I like that my first quest is sing karaoke. You're worried about the residents of the town seeing the body every day. I mean, I agree. It can't be very pleasant. However, it's... Considering that the body was there for a good few days before anyone called us, maybe gives you a bit of an idea as to how unbothered they really are about it all. So... And there is suggestion that maybe he was a very, very bad man. So... Who are you? Oh, you're the one did the painting.
Have you come to admire my mural?
Ah, Cindy the Skull. Who know like climbing that shit? Kuno doesn't want to lose his fuck gimp either. Exactly. So yeah, I don't think he'll. I thought that, but I can't remember if you get the chance to ask him or not. But I don't think we did have the option of giving him the gun, which I declined. Okay, can you tell us about the murder victim's missing armor? What do I care about some fucking tin eggshells? Isn't armor art for the body? And the armored gloves. Oh, alright, sad piggy. I'll give you this one. I saw a little girl in the fishing village running around with military-grade handwear. Looked cute as hell. If you haven't been there, the village is a shithole down the coast from the main plaza. She waves her hand in a general westward direction. Have a good time. Is that the place we can't get to until the lock is down? I think it might be. That's all the snitching Cindy the Skull does for today. Yeah, okay, thank you, Cindy. We're getting our cold and Mama Dakwa breakthrough. She looks at you a little sad suddenly. I have a weakness for animals. It's the animal thing again, damn it. Or a weakness for police officers, miss. Thank you either way. Thank you, Cindy. Right. The call to Mama Dakwa. So, for anyone who wasn't with us, this is a cryptid. They're tiny birds that are basically invisible and they can only be caught on sound. So, we've had a thought about it. It's not only your eardrums that register sound anymore. Your very skin has become an organ of hearing. Looking for a whisper light and low. A god who's very, very silent. Nothing escapes you. A cockroach in the other room. Candy wrapper falling on dry grass. A drunk falling from a chair in a bar 20 meters away. In fact, you haven't heard the call to Mama Dakwa, but you have discovered that you have amazing hearing. It must be the only part of you that alcohol hasn't drowned out. Keep listening. Amazing! So because of that, we got +3 perception and -1 encyclopedia because there's no room for anything else. But I'm very happy with that. That's really cool. That's very, very cool. So we've got a shit ton of perception right now. Sweet, okay. It's alright, Kim's your encyclopedia. I agree, Guspo. I mean, Kim's the straight guy, right? He's the one who's sensible, apart from his love for spinners for his car, which we sold, but you know, ish. He's a straight guy. He's the sensible guy. I'm the one that's meant to be a bit crazy, right?
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
I spoke to the lorryman at the roundabout. Jam mystery. Oh, we leveled up. Nice. Yes, my eyes on the harbour have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered? Where are these eyes? Doesn't really matter, and I do apologise for the surveillance. Wild Pines can't afford to be blind at a time like this. Now, she reminds me of Revolver Ocelot from the Metal Gear series. Even though she appears to be a representative for the Wild Pines, I feel like we don't know her full story, and she's one of these people who's definitely working for herself. So she's interesting. In any case, it's a relief to know someone has looked into it. If I may ask, will there be an official investigation? I assume what you discovered, there is an operation. She's trying to conceal her excitement, but the slight glimmer in her green eyes tells you otherwise. If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation subject to confidentiality. I'm sure you understand. Of course, detectives, she says, her tone more cautious suddenly. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. I trust you with the rest. Now it's my turn. I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands. The words bloodbath sound cold in her mouth. They taste of iron and strawberries. What was that about a bloodbath? I'm afraid the strike may descend into a small-scale civil war with possible consequences for all of Revachol West. Since you're sharing, ma'am, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario. Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be. I've already heard about connection between the lynching and strike, but I need your testimony. I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor. That is who is dead. As an insurance measure. They called it my security detail. Yep, that's the person that's dead, definitely. They were dispatched after I relayed the union's initial offer. Every worker. A member of the board, she nods. I tried to convince my employer it was simply a piece of rhetoric or a joke. They did not appreciate the humour. Do you need a security detail? Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the union into surrendering. Who are they? Crenell, an Orange's military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating. They wear ceramic armour, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment. So what happened? The story is one of them, the colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant union members to subdue him. Quite fucking right. He was taken out behind the whirling and rags and lynched last Sunday night. Okay, we know that. Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbour. I've not been able to discuss this matter with anyone. The remaining 2 Crenell contractors carry out their orders for now. Where are these guys? For now, it's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once the investigation is concluded, executions will follow. What? What's the nature of this so-called investigation? Whether to execute one, some, or all of the union militants. Excuse me? I have to say, this is not disco. I got an achievement there that says Hyperstellar Law Official. It's very far from disco. A wave crashes against the side of her boat. My only hope is that you provide a single concrete suspect before the mercenaries indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put, she grabs hold of the mainsail. If you don't pin this on someone good and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the union to respond. The debardeurs have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1. Have you ever seen a hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty. These men work in tandem using semi and fully automatic firearms. Their armour is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most union workers don't have guns at all. Be silent for a moment. As I said, a bloodbath. Oh. Excuse me for one moment. I feel like this... I mean, it's a pretty bleak scenario, but I feel like it is inevitable. Many bleak scenarios have already come true. She looks at you, eyes damp from the wind. Nameless, badgeless detective of the Citizens Militia. All we can do is keep the rest from going the same way. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court and I may be able to defuse the situation. Okay. What can you tell me about Crenell? Not much. Their public resume is relatively good as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell. Down a deep black well. They boast a long line of clients. St. Baptiste, Watchman Lawrence, Indrict. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned will take place in third or fourth world countries, garden facilities, escort missions and such. Yeah, that's not a good sign. Yep, so they're all basically used to operating in war zones, right? Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources. If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. May take some time, though. Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP, ma'am? In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I would be dealing with a group like Crenell. Yeah, could you contact them to call them off? I have and they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field. Until they do, it's all on us. Okay. You say the deceased assaulted a woman. Or he didn't. She tilts her head. This is information passed on to me from teenagers loitering the canal. I cannot testify by it. What did the teenagers say? That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez. The lieutenant consults his notebook, his eyebrows knitted in concentration. We did hear about an assault, Kim. It was, that's what the Union guys told us. Yeah. So where did it take place? Last Sunday night in the Whirling and Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly the colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman, and sometime later a group of dockworks got their hand on them. Yeah, who was the woman? That's a good question. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumour about a rumour. In any case, it's what the colonel remaining colleagues believe. You'll meet her soon enough, you feel. All we know is about two women who aren't here just now. So one of them was the cafe waitress, the person who worked in the cafe, and the other one is the one running the drug ring. Did you know the colonel who was hanged? If you mean did I see him alive, yes, but I did not know him. You don't know how you know. It's not written on her face nor her voice, but she had sympathy for this man. You liked him? Liked is a bit strong. He was the most charismatic among them. He handled all the talking. His departure left a major gap in the group's communication skills. His name was Lily. His service name, a nom de guerre most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did, a bad sign if ever there was. Tell me about the others. One is a man, Corty, they call him, a nickname as well. The other is a woman, Phyllis DePaul. Corty is the gunner, I believe DePaul is a radio operator. What would you say was his eye colour, the deceased's? She closes her eyes, trying to picture the man's face, and shakes her head. I can't remember. It's a pang of regret to her voice. Why is he asking that? That's alright, ma'am. Anything else? Nationality? What would you say was his age? It was 40 or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. Made it difficult to estimate his age or gauge his facial expressions. Nationality, accent. He was Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, mixed accent, Oranges or Mycenaean maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own. In a way it was humanising. He had to learn to speak through it, through the injury, she nods. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him once. Must be hard to force your face to move in a new fashion. If you continue like this, you'll have an aneurysm. Then you'll have to too. Yay! Okay, where are the remaining 2 mercs now? They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're most certainly armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect for the Revachol Citizens militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes, ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting. Yeah, I think we need to know where they are, though. You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved. So... yeah. Oh! I was wondering why we got those points there from the scab leader. Saying like, scab leader, murder, bad replies, clothes don't fit right, built like a brick. Because he's masquerading. They're in plain clothes. Right. Joyce is such a boring character, but the lore she provides is great. I mean, I would... she's quite boring. She seems quite boring, but I don't know. I wonder if there's anything else going on under the surface. Like I said, I got this sort of feeling that she was like, I've forgotten his name, the Revolver Ocelot from the Metal Gear series. I could be wrong. Maybe she has one note. I just get that sort of feeling that there's something else. One is obviously the scab leader at the harbour gates. Yes, the one chanting the slogans. The other has a vantage point in the building south of the roundabout. They were keeping tabs on you while you were cabins and lorry drivers. That's right. That may be so. She's poised and unperturbed. I still hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick the hornet's nest. Probably going to kick the hornet's nest. For all your talk of averting this catastrophe, the situation at the gates is a powder keg. Does this not bother you? Of course it bothers me, Lieutenant, but my hands are tied. How would my employer react if it appeared I was intervening on behalf of the Union? Your concern may be appearances. Ours is keeping the peace. The other interesting thing about Joyce is that Joyce is the first one to really talk to us about the Pale. And that kind of led us on that bit of a revelation. I quite like her for that. Level up again. Yeah, so one of them's in a building overlook the roundabout. In any case, it's practically inaccessible. Where's your radio for contacting them, if I may ask? Oh, sorry. We've got an update on the rum and beer cocktail. It's a big mistake. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I thought if you were mixing them together, it would be like in small amounts, you know, so you could try it out. I didn't think you were going to like fill up a fucking mug. But, you know, it could have been good. You never know. Someone has to discover these things, right? I mean, just because your experiment wasn't a success does not mean it was a full failure. Because now you know never to do that again. You filled up a half-litre mug. Is it a half-litre mug? 50-50. 50-50? That's no. That's so much fucking rum. I was going to be like, you know, like that much rum to like that much beer. Oh well, bottoms up. Just down it in one. I don't think I've got much gin left in my glass now. It's mostly just peach tea. Where's your radio? There's a shortwave on the ship's wheel. Okay, we've got another question. It is the perfect drink to end 2020. I'll agree. What's the name? Just the end of 2020, or just 2020 in general? Okay. So, how much time do we have until the executions start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob and their impatience. They don't report their progress to you. Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative. 5 days, not more, maybe sooner. Oh shit, so we've got a time limit now. Okay. Yep. Tell me about the tattoos on the victim. She reaches for the photo, takes it and holds it in her hand for about half a minute in silence. It was taken with a Trigat not long ago. This is a man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs. Yeah, let's observe her. Her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. Pearls of her eyes move slowly on the photo's surface. There's no excessive emotions for this cadaver. Has she seen dead bodies before? It's likely. What do you think? Sorry, she breaks her concentration. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between the points or the stars. Yeah. I can't, but that's how you read the story. Points themselves don't have letters, numbers, or anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent. This is the kind of shit, right, that makes people believe that every tattoo you get has to have a deep representation. Like, it's like, you know, well, the stars are in different points of his body and they all represent something different. And then, like, you get a tattoo of a cat or something. I mean, me. And people are like, does it have a meaning? And I'm like, no, I just like cats. Not every piece of art needs to have a deep meaning. So it's not stars, it's port cities. This is an Orange's map of the waterways, a sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Delorean century about 300 years ago. The sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels. What's the use of this? The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of contraption to be reeled back in by. The silver cord, they would call it. Where's he now? Well, he was talking to us. This one's going nowhere but the morgue. The times have changed. What travels did he make? Quite a few. Red Fort, the Orange's capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulder. He started somewhere near here, I think. Then he made his way to the Petro Grande, but what I think must be Stadskanal, an artificial channel through the Occident. From the Preto, he sailed to the Encelandic Ocean. First the Semines Islands, then this. Is this for navigating the Pale? It could be. I mean, that whole idea of having, like, the thing that draws you back in. It's like, you know, when someone in a old sci-fi movie jumps into, like, a random black hole and they have a rope attached to them. But in a spiritual sense. So, first the Semines Islands, then Revachol. Those are the two constants. Redford on the shoulder and Revachol in the heart. So they had some sort of connection to Revachol. You said you can't read it. I can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments, but not their meaning. In Martinez, looking into Crenel, he writes in one. Then the man puts down his pen and rubs his temples with both hands. Outside there's a siren, distant gunshots on the streets of the Jamrock quarter. This man is no brother of mine, but this is his service history. That makes sense to me. We've no more use for maps of the waterways, just like we don't need sailors the way we used to. This is what the custom would morph into the Occident mercenary tattoos. Yeah, so I think maybe rather than having the big oceans now, they've got the Pale. Who could tell me more? His platoon members, other contractors, or don't show them the picture. It could go this or the other way. Maybe if you're tactful, it could be beneficial. Okay, yeah, we will ask them. Do what you have to do. I don't think deciphering that tattoo should become before public security. But if you should wade into the mob to find out, I couldn't stop you. We will be careful. Yes. Anything else? I think that's it, Joyce. Alright, that was a lot. That was a lot of information. That was a lot of stuff. Okay. I think we're going back to the scab leader. First of all, we are going to unlock this. We're going to do the advanced race theory. So, temporary research bonus, -1 drama, fooled by the absurdity. A mass of fantastic races swirls in your head. Desert pygmies playing with their own excrement, coke joes juggling potatoes, eczema-ridden mans grinning, dancing on wooden clogs. Everyone is there, the whole race gang, plus some that you may have to come up with yourself. Thieving subkips and the sea-like cast of fortunates hatching some kind of scheme. In the end of this race emporion, a vertigo reaching up to the heavens, you sense something drawn nearer. Right. Let's see where this takes us. I'm curious. I'm curious to see where this goes. Now... I must have -1 to perception. What I wanted to look at. So... some of these are open again. Okay. Well, a lot of them are open, actually. Well, they're probably just ones that I haven't done because they're so hard. Okay. So none of them are... the trash container one, we got into that anyway, so don't need to worry about that. I'm just looking at this to see if there's any that I want to put points into. I mean, these are all ones I've chosen not to do because the level's pretty... the level's pretty high. Okay. I'm gonna... suggestions still quite high, isn't it? And do you know, I've had a distinct lack of drugs available to me. Even though I've been putting points into electrochemistry, not been finding much, so... Where do we want to go? Half-light is like your sort of violence. Shivers is your sort of tuning into the city thing. Physical instrument. Endurance. Not that bothered about understanding cop culture. Hand-eye coordination would have been good for shooting. Let's pop a point into violation. I'm sure there's a way to min-max this game, right? But I'm not quite at that level yet. So I think what there is to do here now... there's nothing else in the apartment, is there? Or in the apartments, I should say. But there is drugs for sale. In the fruit. Oh, I don't think I've been up to this balcony. Oranje. Oranje. Classier. I never went up here. Okay. See what we've got up here. Ooh, plastic trash. Love bit of plastic trash. Ooh, got a glass one here. Exciting. Oh no, it's just plastic. You want to say anything?
Ooh, the piggies have learned how to saunter up staircases. I didn't think you could do that with hooves, but here you are.
Yep, we've evolved.
Yeah, I can see that. Cool mutations.
That smell coming from her paint bucket, it's not paint, it's heavy fuel oil. Alright, is that heavy fuel oil? Red dyed heavy fuel oil intended for exclusive use in government vehicles, to be precise. Like red diesel. What did you think I was using? Aquarelles? Sucked out of a cop's fuel tank myself back in Jamrock. She really did it, she's proud of it. Some clever cultural commentary you've got going on there. You ain't seen nothing yet, Piggy Boo. Alright. Great. She doesn't really want to say anything to us. We do have a little bit of... Yes, okay. We do have some drugs. Not about them. What's up here? There's a door there. What have we got going on up here? We've got another box. What do you think? We're going to find more plastic? Oh, what are you telling? Love tarps fly in the wind, forgotten hammers and nails rust. Nice, we've got some money. What's this? Locker's rusty, you can't get in. Okay, thank you. Where's this go? Ooh, I wonder if this will take us over to the other side. Take me through to the other side. A totally new area we haven't discovered. Okay, oh, it's the... Ooh! New trousers! And lots... nearly $5 of money. Trousers, what have we got? Poor Le Homme labourer's jeans. Although these jeans look worn, the wearer must have had an ass given to them by the mighty Lord himself. That beautiful peach-shaped man-ass has imprinted itself so deep in the fabric, you can't wonder if wearing them would mould in your own vague rear side into a more shapely form as well. Ooh. Now, I'm not saying I'm ditching the flares. I'm not. However, they give me -1 savoir faire. And these only give me -1 reaction. Reaction speed's quite important though, isn't it? Yeah, you see, I mean, you've got to think... You got to think about Godass. Reaction speed's quite important though, because reaction speed, yeah, I'm not going to put them on just yet. I feel that... Oh, what are you telling me? 100 tiny feet scurrying beneath the grate. The rats of the city. Okay. Someone's been sleeping here recently. Well, it's clearly our artist, isn't it? Enough coal to last for several winters. Literally nothing else going on here. Can't go around here, can you? No. Alright. Well, that was the thing. Need to do something behind Kitsuragi's back. Sneak out after he's gone to sleep. Ooh, sneaky, sneaky. What do we think? Do we think we should put the pants on? I mean, we can't really see them underneath that jacket. Oh, I mean, that is a strong look, though. That's a strong fucking look. Not gonna lie. That's pretty incredible. It's good, isn't it? I think we might go for that. Yeah, what gloves have we got on? Yep. Okay. I think that's our look right now. The pockets of these new jeans are perfect for sticking your hand into. Makes you look cool, calm, and collected. As your hand enters a pocket, your fingers brush against something soft yet crinkly. Apricot chewing gum wrapper. Hey, it's a chewing gum wrapper. Reminds you of the fruity juice of apricots. You should inspect it closer if you have time. Something about the wrapper's texture is familiar. Not familiar in a good way. There's pain in there somewhere. Well, we've got to look into it, right? We have to. A crinkled chewing gum wrapper. The worn label reads Tutti Frutti. It smells faintly of apricots with a barely noticeable twinge of cinnamon. Yeah, why do I care? There's no answer or secret phrase written on the inside of the wrapper, yet you're drawn to it. Drawn by regret. Stop before you hurt yourself with the Tutti Frutti wrapper. Throw it away, please. No, I'm hanging on to it. You carefully fold the wrapper into a square before putting it back in your pocket. Lovingly even, despite the strange feeling of regret. Okay. It did make me think. I haven't actually, like, tried on all the different pieces of clothing we got. Which might be a good idea, just in case there's other things. I've not tried on these shoes. The luxury of fine things. Just look at those black monk straps. After spending an entire day hustling, what's to say that you didn't deserve a pair of ridiculously expensive shoes on your tired feet? You're right, beautiful things do make people happy. Beautiful things give you a rush, it's power. Crafting your style, draping your flesh in silk and leather, deciding how to present yourself to the world. Remember when they come to take it away from you, you worked for those shoes. Whether you like it or not, wearing these shoes has made you more liberal. Ultra liberal. Ooh, fun. Wow, you work hard. I do. Oh yes, you hustle. You're a provider. It's tough out there, but you keep it real and provide. Yeah, I do. Oh yeah, like a horse, a workhorse for hard work. What hard work do I do exactly? Look at yourself. You're a human pedometer. You must have walked 200,000 steps down cracked asphalt, mosaic, sand and linoleums after you re-emerged. It's a sign of a hustler who never gives up. The world is harsh and people are evil. You didn't make it that way. You won't let it break you. You ride. I fucking ride till I die, bitch. That's just what it's like. Life and death. But you got gills on your side, baby. Got those black papers with the faces of the innocents off them. Bringing the Franco Negros and the Solus. Ain't easy, but you do it. Day in and day out. You don't make the rules, but you won't lose. You're a cop and a sprinter and a money printer. I mean, yeah, I did take that bribe. Oh yeah, you took that bribe hard. You're a killer. And then I did pawn stuff off. Yep. You're in the sales business, shake 'em for shit and then pawn it off. Law officer style. I've made some gills, sure. Has it been easy? Is life easy? Have you not gone into cardiac arrest? Are you not about to have an anxiety attack or shoot yourself in the mouth? But you still hustle 24/7, ride or die. Now ask yourself, are you rich? Yes. Get out of here, you're a pauper, you work harder than anyone, almost rode yourself to the grave, and you're still practically a hobo. That is true. Why is that? System's broken. Boo-hoo, the system is broken. The establishment that's keeping me down. That's not the fuck you attitude you're used to. What is it? Why are you so poor? Taxes? That's right, 100%. Fucking G-Man's got his jam-covered sticky fingers in your pocket. Stealing from you every time you buy, sell, walk, talk, fart, so much as sneeze. Every time I sneeze? Every time you wipe your ass. They've got their direct and their indirect modes of taxation. Sales tax, excise duty, extraction tax, alimony. One tax that doesn't even have a name. Plus there's the stuff people in other countries pay for that makes them ask for more money from you here. Total tax duties add up to 98% of all your money. Yeah, I'm a free market fundamentalist now. Here you go, hustler. Fight the righteous fight. Free the people. Keep it real, keep it street, keep foaming at the mouth furiously on the tax issue. Alright. Yep. Indirect modes of taxation. So that's something to think about. I think I've tried on, yeah, we've had on everything else that we've owned, so okay. Interesting. Communism be damned. I mean, we're still in the spirit of communism, you know, we're still a little bit anti-government and stuff, you know? Right. Where else have I not been? Have I been through here? Yes, okay, because that's, what's this? What's this? What's this? Book 16 Days in Coldest April. You could do both. Be a communist and a free market. Is it? Yeah. I was going to say free market capitalist, but that's not the right word. In your hands, you hold 16 Days of Coldest April by Yekartina Dal. The cover image shows a row of concrete apartments above which span a black and white rainbow. It's heavy. Indeed, the book is unusually heavy in your hands, as though the cover were lined with lead. They would do that in grad. How long is the book? You flip through it, the pages are thinner than you realised and the type quite small and tightly set. Nearly 600 pages long. The back cover is dominated by a black and white photograph of the author. She can't be much older than her mid-30s in the photograph, yet from the cover the eyes of a sad old woman stare back at you. Start reading. In cold, detached prose, the author describes a scene from one of the Yugoslavia riots in the 20s. Youths overturn motor carriages and set trash cans ablaze, while heavily armoured guardsmen dash in and disperse them in a flurry of baton blows. In excruciating detail, the author describes the socio-economic conditions that have brought the people of Yugoslavia into the streets. Centuries of humiliations and despair. And then, during these riots, two young people meet. It would physically hurt you to keep reading, are you sure? Fuck it, do it. Can't be worse than what you've already felt. Yeah, let's do it. Ooh. Oh shit, okay. The health's getting dangerously low there. Their happiness is fleeting, a cruel jest. The absurdity of the state totally crushes them. They end up betraying each other. She becomes an official for the regime, and he a lens grinder and Fern Didite work. The end. Good stuff, you fucking love this. Well, that was pointless. Just gonna save it, because, yeah, our health is very, very low. That's not good. Waves crashing in the darkness. I suppose with this game you can definitely stretch your brain around all of the things. Yeah, it does seem like you can definitely
Give me a moment.
okay. You can definitely conceptualize a hell of a lot of things. I'm now seeing stuff. Oh, because my perceptions went up. Now I'm seeing all this shit that I never saw before. God, this game's fucking interesting. Because these shoes were here before, but I couldn't do anything with them. Oh yeah. Well, that's great, because it means I'm going to have to go and investigate everywhere all again. Yep. What's in here now? Magnesium. And alcohol! Okay, well we did want some alcohol, so... Moss crawls on the bathroom tiles. Actual moss. Morris moss. So that's interesting to know that there can be a lot of things in the game that might be like out of reach or, you know, not accessible. Ooh. Oh, we're too early here, actually. We need to come back here. We need to come back here after 9. Yeah, okay. Okay, so that gives us 1 to physique and -1 morale. Yeah, I'm gonna need to, next level up we get, I need to put points in, I need to put a point in endurance. Because our health is just a little too low to be comfortable with right now. So we need to come back here after 9 to talk to the guy that maybe saw something. Okay. What time are we at in the real world? 8:30. Okay. Play for a little bit longer and then... This is us back in this sort of back area. We've been in here, haven't we? No, it's locked. Okay, right. So I feel like the doors as well, that feels like it's related to another stat. And you could obviously get them open with... what stat seems to be... interfacing? Master machines pick locks and pockets, maybe something like that. It's just like, again, it's showing you the different ways that you can play this game. Just an ordinary wall, nothing to see here. Interesting, okay. Gonna bear that in mind. So, we know that one of the guys at the harbour is not actually a scab at all. He is one of the mercenary guys. We really, really want to talk to him. Now this is what I was wondering about, because I remember seeing this pop up for someone else. I was wondering why, but it's because of our perception was so low. Now our perception's high. We can have a look at this. So what happened here? There's a vehicle. What kind of vehicle? Hard to say. Right. We don't have the visual calculus. Okay. So are we going to pick up on anything else round about here then? That we couldn't see before? I mean, obviously we've seen the footprints. Is there going to be anything else? No, it doesn't seem to be. There's just this thing which we need something else to get into, don't we? More perception. Okay. So I think our next level up is going to be into endurance. Just unless we can, I mean, we could probably buy stuff to heal ourselves, right? Just do that, maybe. It's like that might be an easier option. Rather than having to buy. Rather than having to put points into it. Let's see what we get out of this. No, I didn't mean to do that. Woohoo! $1. You know what you should do? You should buy more alcohol. I would drink the alcohol right now if it wouldn't hurt me. Raincoat gives us +1 endurance. Alright, let's do it. And that is what we were looking for anyway, so... That gives us +3 to health. That gives us +1. Okay, so we'll buy that. We're okay for morale. So... just buy 2 of them. And what have we got up here? Cigarettes and wine. Okay, so we've got some wine. They all basically do the same thing. We don't have any cigarettes, so might as well buy some cigarettes. Thank you. And anything else? No? Okay. So, we got ourselves a snazzy new rink. Oh my god. Jesus. Look at the state of us. Honestly. There was me thinking we could make ourselves look good. You know, it would be a nice... No. Nope, nope, nope. Terrible. Horrendous, I regret. It's the first thing you wouldn't wear the shit of. Yeah, I mean, it's more practical, you know. It's more practical than it is about the looks. What's this? Right. Let's go and see how well this goes. I'm going to save it. I mean, I don't think he's going to kill us, but, you know. You'd rather be wet than wear that jacket. I mean, yeah. Yeah. I'm going to be honest. Right.
to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
Are you a mercenary hired by Wild Pines? Hell no, I'm just an honest scab. I wouldn't have talk like that around here, you understand? His neck muscles tense up, the veins on his neck bulge. Be careful. He's holding it deep in, but there are things in there you don't want to meet. I'll be careful. Say very quietly. Is there a tribunal being convened by any chance? Fucking bug, he breathes out slowly, his giant chest deflating, his mouth slightly open. How about you fuck off now? Okay, of course, the lieutenant says, his voice a soothing calm. He looks at you. There could be weapons aiming at us right now, somewhere above in the buildings, the other merc. Don't push this is not the time. Okay. Alright. I can't help myself, I'm going to show him the picture. Says, don't think so, he grunts, barely glancing at it. Suddenly this feels like a really, really, really bad idea. Alright, let's forget it. Right, okay. Right, interesting. Interesting. So... okay. We need to talk to him at some other time. Not sure when the right time's going to be, but it's not just now. What did this king do? He was known for his He blew through the whole national treasury, started the decline of one of the penultimate century's greatest superpowers, the Suzerain of Revachol. His own maladministration foreshadowed the fall of the monarchy during the anti-centennial revolution. An end to his family line and the monarchy on the Insulindian Isla. Yeah, how did he do that? Stories have he had his bedroom converted into a treasure chamber where he stored unfathomable wealth. He sounds great. Yep. There were whispers he slept on a huge pile of gold-dipped feathers like some obese dragon instead of a bed like a normal person. Incredible. I would like to sleep on gold, hustler style. But wait! You haven't even heard about his fabled cocaine addiction. What now? Old Philippe wasn't just good at squandering the national treasury of gold and ceremonial weaponry. He was also a prodigious snorter of nose candy. Not just any nose candy, though. We're talking Royal Philippine Blow, allegedly twice as potent as the stuff you'd find nowadays. And purple. Philippine cocaine was purple. He was addicted to nose candy, a bloated druggie. That's what the revolutionaries said 150 years later, right before they dumped out the royal mausoleum and dumped His Majesty's mortal remains in the Insulindian Bay. Yeah, okay. Interesting. Where's he buried now? Beneath the cold waters of the Insulindian Bay, thrown there by the revolutionaries after they cleaned out the royal mausoleum. A group of marble pleurants still surrounds the king's vandalised tomb. A deathly cold sweeps up candy wrappers and old newspapers. So the original statue was blown apart by communards and further damaged during the landing of the coalition's airships during the turn of the century revolution when Martinez was levelled. Some years ago, a group of liberal, artistically inclined individuals, designers mostly, thought it would be ironic to restore the statue of the most wasteful ruler of Revachol in the poorest part of the city. It's supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart like an instant frozen in time, a rare butterfly trapped in amber, floating on a sea of shit. That's funny. Funny and nihilistic. People in Martinez tend to disagree, as do many prominent art critics and thought leaders with more nuanced social awareness than the young Irenaeus. Alright. Right, folks, I think we're going to leave it there. I've got some dinner to go and get. Things to do. So, what have we done? Okay, so... Waterlock on Wednesday. So this, we've still got to do the 9 PM thing with the smoker. Then we've got the Waterlock on Wednesday morning. Aside from that... Yeah. We've not got a lot to know what to do just yet. There's a few things over the canal, but again, we need to wait till we've done that. So we should, do you know what? We should just drink something while we're here because we've got it as a quest. So let's have a wee drink of wine. Well, hello. Someone seems to have found himself a bottle of alcohol. Here's where the magic happens. Light reflects off the green glass of the Commodore Red. The gods have been generous. Better pop it open before they change their minds. Wow, the gods of mass production have made this alcohol container laughably easy to open. A child could have done it. I don't know about this. I'm doing it. The satisfying pop as the cork jumps out and the hair on your back rises like an army at attention. You've been here before. Welcome back, detective. You're home. You see a flash of teeth, a young woman smiling at you near some railway overpass in your ruined past. She's gorgeous, and she is yours. What will happen if I take a sip? Nothing. Some mental stuff, nothing to be worried about. Physically, you'll be strong as an axe. I'm going to do it. A golden sun melts down your throat. Its rays fill your nostrils with sunshine. Your stomach melts from it into a happy gooey mess. You're you again, a real cop, a real detective. Incredibly well done. Alright. Incredible. From the void we came, and into the void we must return. Beautiful. Well, glad we know we finally gave him a drink. It lasts for an hour. I didn't realise that. Sweet. Okay, so we could probably do a wee bit of exploring. Who have we not talked to in a while? Probably someone we can talk to, right? Something we can do. And then at 9 PM, so like in an hour in game time, go and talk to that guy. Yeah. Seems pretty good. So yeah, I'm gonna pop off now and go get some dinner. Hope everybody has a lovely New Year's Eve, whatever you find yourself doing. Take care of yourself. I'll probably be back tomorrow, to be honest. I'm not expecting to get ridiculously drunk or anything tonight, so, and obviously we ain't partying that up anywhere, so so yeah, maybe be back tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. Yes, Happy New Year's to everyone. If you want to, I do post on Twitter when I'm going to be live, but also in our Discord. There's some more details in there, so you can always pop into the Discord and then you'll find out what's happening. But for now, thank you, Gospel. I will see you all later. Happy New Year! Bye!